Okay guys, so just wanted to do a quick video and audio recording of the 75 hard challenge that I just finished at the weekend. I've had a lot of questions about it. People are interested in trying it themselves or versions of it themselves, so I just wanted to go through a bit more of an in-depth look at my experience and some ups and downs, and hopefully give you a bit of context to it and see if you want to do it for yourself. So what is it? I did put this in the original post. It's 75 days, got to be consecutive, got to drink. It's a US setting, so it's a gallon, US gallon. I just done 4 litres of water a day, read 10 pages of non-fiction or like a business entrepreneur kind of book. 2 workouts a day. One of them has to be outdoors, 45 minutes each. So it doesn't matter what exercise you do, but it's got to be 45 minutes. Got to be a separate workout. You can't just roll 2 into 1 and do an hour and a half. Stick to a diet. The diet part, again, it's all down to yourself. You set the rules. There's no right or wrong diet that you've got to stick to. You just got to set some guidelines for yourself and not falter from that for the full 75 days. And then the last one is the progress picture. Just taking a progress pic each day. So that's basically what you've got to do. Why do it? It's not just a physical challenge. If you want to get in good shape, there are different things to do, easier things. It's more a mental toughness challenge, just to build discipline into your life. You're obviously going to get fitter and healthier because of it, but that's not the main reason I've done it, or it's not the main reason you should if you are thinking about it. So firstly, the diet side of things, there's no one checking in with you on this, so it's all down to trusting yourself, picking something that you know is going to get you results and that you can stick to with some effort, but not too restrictive. If you try and do 75 days calorie counting, it's not going to end well, in my opinion. So I definitely did not do that. The way I've done it is set myself some rules where I'm just not going to eat certain things. But the only other thing, alcohol is a no-go. You've got to have no alcohol throughout, which I was already doing anyway, so that wasn't really an issue. So mine was no sweets, sugar, junk food, fizzy pop, cut right down on like refined carbs. So I was still had like potatoes and white rice and stuff, but I barely had any bread. If I did have bread, it was like a nice one from a bakery. Wasn't just like your King's Mill kind of thing. And yeah, just cut out all pizzas, burgers, chips, that kind of thing. The reason I've done that was more so I didn't have an exact goal for this, but I just wanted to be healthier. I had a bad diet going into it. The timing was when I just started to open a gym. So is another reason why it's important to just take the plunge, because things in life are never going to be easy. It's never going to all go at the right time for you. So you've got to do things when the timing's not right. And I was umming and ahhing about this, thinking, should I wait till the gym's a little bit further in? Just went ahead with it, and not ideal circumstances, but it just makes it that bit more challenging and a bit more rewarding as well. So yeah, diet, managed to stick to that. Towards the end, I did tighten things up a bit, which I'll get to in a moment. Workouts in the beginning, before the lockdown, was at the gym. No excuse really not to get the workouts in. Obviously, it was busy, but when I'm working in a gym, whenever I had a gap, I could squeeze one of the workouts in. The second workout would have been an outdoor one. I was usually using a dog walk as part of it. Not just a dog walk on its own. I would either have my weighted vest on, or if I did do a walk for say 20 minutes, then I'd do 25 minutes of something else, body weight, or grab a kettlebell, or go for a run. just to add up to that 45. There was a few times when it was really inconvenient. I'd got in late and was having to walk the dogs at 9 o'clock at night and then go for a run after that to get back up at 5 the next morning. It's the whole point of this. It's meant to be tough. You find that when you don't have it planned out, that kind of thing did happen, and it would just teach us to be a lot more structured as I went through it and actually planning when I'm going to be doing each workout, so I wasn't left at the end of the day having to still do a 45-minute workout on an evening. So planning was essential. So as the lockdown came into place, I still had some gym equipment at home that I could use, but the workout intensity did slip. Training on my own, especially when I don't have a goal for me training, just basically just want to stay in good shape. Nothing specific. I found I was going through the motions, but the intensity wasn't there. Still having decent workouts, but not like I would have done if I was at the gym. This is what I want to get to with the diet as well. So with the lockdown, one of the issues was the training intensity wasn't quite the same. Plus the fact that I was cutting out bad food was great, but when I had more time to snack, things like almonds, sultanas was usually my go-to one. Fruit when I'm in the house. Even if you eat good food, if you eat too much of it, you're still not going to get the right results regarding your waistline or adding or losing weight. So that was an issue that I had to contend with, which is why towards the end of the challenge, I started doing a lot more Zoom workouts with friends. Basically just doing a partner workout. You've got that extra accountability, and means you've got to push that a little bit harder. Jumping in some of the dauntless classes as well, and that definitely helped. And then I did do a calorie restricted diet for the last couple of weeks. It wasn't super strict, but compared to what I was doing, it was a good deficit. I did start dropping the weight down because I started about 89, got to 87 pretty quick, and then it fluctuated between 87 and 85 for a while, and then managed to get that down at the end. So that quick look at the training and the diet there. The progress picture, it's actually what I cocked up on at the start. The whole point of this is that you've got to do it every day. If you miss one day out, even if it's day 10 or day 70, you've got to start back at the beginning. And I think it was day 8, I forgot to do a progress picture. So I had to start, just getting some momentum built up, and I had to start back over again. So yeah, the progress picture should be the easiest one, and that was due to not having a plan in place of what time of day to do it, and just having a bit of a routine, which obviously made us more aware and not to do that again, because it was a bit of a pain in the ass, but what are you going to do? So that was the progress picture. Water, I drink a lot of water normally, but still there's some days if didn't get a couple of litres in early in the day, it was really hard to get the 4 in on an evening. And as well, it's got to be clear, plain water. So I wasn't having any juice, wasn't counting any. I was still having protein shakes, but I wasn't counting them towards my water goals. Same as if I was having any BCAAs. So again, it should be easier, but if you don't plan it properly and get the water in early, it is a lot harder. So I would definitely recommend trying to get 3/4 of your water in before about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the last one was the reading. So as you see, you've got quite a few books. You just buy more than I can read. Reading been a bit lot stop-start for me. I go through periods where I read quite often, other periods where I don't. So doing the 10 pages a day was great. It's not a lot. Sometimes it would take, depending on how many notes I took, it would take us between 15 and 30 minutes. Sometimes I'd do more than 10, depending on what time I had. But just getting them pages in, the books just seem to fly through, and it's not a big investment. time compared to what you get out of them. So I really did enjoy that, and I'm definitely keeping that up. So that's one of the the best things out of this whole challenge, was just the amount of knowledge you get from them books, and by putting it in as a challenge, it forces you to do it. Whereas it might not be convenient, and otherwise you think there's something better to do, but because it's in that 75-day challenge, it forces us to do it and build a very good habit. So a few things I've learned along the way, I've mentioned already, was just the planning is key to this. For the health and fitness, what I'd do again would be to set a goal first. I just wanted to build the habits, because I knew just by training more and eating well, I would improve my health and fitness, but I didn't have anything specific, and it did make it my weight fluctuate a bit, and my training intensity wasn't there. If I had a more specific goal, I would have, like I did at the end, I would have found it more beneficial, I feel. So when I realised that my weight was fluctuating and I was coming near the end, so I set myself an 82 kilo goal, which I did hit, but I didn't hit on the first thing on the morning. I woke up at 83.4 and then went into the garage, weight vest on, lots of clothes on, hat on, and just basically just sweated out as much as I can until I got to 81.9. So at least I hit my goal. But then, I mean, it was all water loss, but it was just the principle. I wanted to hit that number, and I did. Whether that came back on straight away or not is irrelevant. If I was really picking it apart, I would have set the goal earlier and had a nice steady weight loss to hit that mark earlier, and then I just maintained it. That would have been a better option, but hindsight's all well and good, but that's what I would have done differently. So yeah, the last 2 weeks, I thought, well, I'm at the end's in sight now. I'll just keep it, tighten up a little bit, and just keep it going and see what I can do. So, biggest takeaways is just the building of habits, the discipline. 75 days is a long time, and you just become the sort of person that exercises and eats well. By the middle of it, it wasn't as hard. Like, I was getting sick, obviously, but it was just, that's what I do. That's the time I'm working out. It was just part of the day, like getting up and going to work. It was just part of the routine, and because it was on, like, it was one of the rules, I knew I would stick to it. And with it being black and white, like, I just cannot eat them foods. It didn't even cross my mind. Like, I would get cravings, but I knew with us having that on paper and I was committed, it just wasn't going to be a factor. So the discipline built up is been by far the best thing about this whole challenge. And the habits, the whole point of it is just you don't need to keep them up after the challenge, but keep them up to a certain extent. You don't need to train 2 times a day, but if you're struggling for a training routine and then you've done 75 days of twice a day, then training once a day should be a lot easier going forward. Same with the water. A lot of people drink too little water, and if you drink 4 litres a day, even if you drop that to 3 litres, you're going to be in a lot better position, because your body gets used to it. If you try to cut back from 4 to 2, you'd feel dehydrated, because your body's accustomed to a certain level. So lots of positives, lots of learning curves along the way, but it's a long enough challenge that you can adapt, find what doesn't work early on, change it, and make the rest of the journey a lot easier for you. So I would recommend this to people if you've had some training experience before. If you're someone that either works out regularly already, or you on and off training, but you do have a few years under your belt, and if you've stuck to a diet before, or you have healthy. If you're completely unhealthy at the minute and you don't exercise and you've done very little in the past, trying to go from nothing to doing this, not the best idea. I would offer something a little easier in the beginning. But yeah, if you've had some experience and you want to challenge yourself, you want to commit to something, definitely give it a go. It's a worldwide challenge. You don't have to pay for it or anything. It's a guy named Andy Frisella, big on Instagram. He's got a podcast, so check him out. If you Google 75 hard challenges, a lot of things come up that tell you the ins and outs and other people's stories and whatnot. But there's quite a lot of people across the world doing it. So if that sounds like you, I'd definitely give it a go. If you're not ready for this sort of step up, if you're just in the beginning of your journey into exercise or trying to get a healthy lifestyle change, just try 30 days and don't go for the full whack. Just start, say, trying to get 3 litres of water a day, exercise for 30 minutes a day. Doesn't have to be strenuous exercise. You can walk, you can do yoga, you can go running, whatever you want to do. Just set some ground rules. The diet, if you just cut out certain things, if your diet's really bad, even if you just said, I'm going to cut these 3 things out for 30 days, could be fizzy pop, could be sweets, ice cream, whatever. And the reading, why not? Anyone can, as long as you can read, anyone can do 10 pages. You've just got to make time. And progress picture, definitely, because it does just keep you accountable. If you know you're going to be taking a picture every day, it just means that you've got that extra little bit of motivation to push through and make the day a good one. So if you're just starting out, I would suggest something along those lines. If you want to go for the big one, then go for the 75 days. And yeah, please let me know how you get on with that. Okay, so just a little insight of what I was up to. Hope you found this helpful. And yeah, if you've got any questions about the challenge, please let me know.